It's a very interesting topic on which I'm discussing today. I'm not sure whether you had any session on automatic writing earlier. Did you?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay. So, in that way, this is a new thing for many. I'm sure all of you have heard of automatic writing.
Yes.
Um,
Sandeep ji mentioned in last session.
oh, I see. I was not there. So, I'll give you a brief background and history. So I might have shared in this platform that long time back, when I was still not very much into spirituality, healing, and these kind of areas, I practiced this Oja board kind of a thing. And Um, I could see when you call spirits, of course, that was a very basic level, and many people do call it bit risky and things like that. Even I nowadays don't suggest people to go for this kind of Oja board and all of that. But that was my first eye opener in that sense, and I could see that if I hold a finger on the board, it was moving automatically, and it was also writing yes, no, names and things like that. It happened, and in some way that was a very basic form of automatic writing, though there was no writing as such. But then when I read about automatic writing long time back, I thought that if the Oja board is possible, where spirits can come through your finger on the board itself, then why not? It can pen down its thoughts when we are calling them. And then I read about automatic writing a lot and tried myself. It took a long time for me to come to that level, but it happened. So this is kind of a brief background on which I will start the session. So first, we need to understand the foundation of automatic writing. There are essentially four pillars that will govern the entire session today. It's not a very long session; it's a short session. Just one second. Sorry. So these are the four pillars: meditation, planning, invocation, and protection and execution. These are the four broad pillars. I'll start one by one. I'll first start, and each of these pillar, it has a very unique contribution in automatic writing, and one is not complete without the other. So there's a process, especially for beginners. There is a very definite process of automatic writing. It is not just you start writing; it doesn't happen that way. There's a process. So the first step is meditation. Now, as you know, there are different forms of meditation, and I'm sure all of you in this platform are used to a lot of forms of meditation, and you do practice meditation regularly. Uh, Maybe the kind of meditation that I will propose, I will suggest here, is also something that you have been practicing very often. And this is kind of the first process of meditation, first methodology of meditation. We will try to use this process of meditation for automatic writing also. So, as we all know, here the main purpose is to calm down your mind, to bring your attention and focus, and to have you completely relaxed when you are starting with automatic writing. It also opens the doors for the higher level knowledge and wisdom. So without meditation, automatic writing is incomplete and it cannot happen. In fact, automatic writing happens in a meditative state, to be very particular about that. But it is not the usual meditation that we do. It is slightly different. So I'll take you through the process. So first, of course, is the sitting posture. Now, sitting posture largely would depend on how you want to start your automatic writing. So as far as I'm concerned, my initial journey of automatic writing was on paper and pen. Okay, so paper and pen, but then you have to decide whether you want to sit on a table chair, or you want to sit on a sofa and write, or how you want to do it. Because the meditative posture will be continued when you are also writing, or when you are going for automatic writing also. So sitting posture is important. And when we are talking about sitting posture, either you can sit in Padmasana position, but then when you are sitting in Padmasana position, then starting to write eventually might get a bit difficult. So I would recommend that the sitting posture be in a chair, the way I am sitting here in a chair, and you should follow that L pattern of sitting. That is, your back straight. If there is a chair, your back should be straight, and then this way you should sit. This is the direction in which you should sit. This is your hand should be on your lap this way, and your legs should have 30-degree angle. So this is one of the better ways to sit. And it is better if you can have a bit of a gap between the rest of the chair and your spine. Okay, if there is a gap, then it is better. It works better. Okay, so this is important. Next is time and regularity. It's generally said that, especially if you're starting with automatic writing, if you're a starter, if you're a beginner, it's always better that you select a specific time of the day in which you want to practice it. And don't change the time, don't change the place where you sit. Select the same place where you're sitting, select the same time, and regularity is very important, especially in the initial phase. Once you start, once you are doing it well, it is easy. But in the initial phase, regularity is very important. Now, when I say regularity, regularity doesn't essentially mean that you have to do twice a day, every day, and all that. No. When I say regularity, I mean a regular interval. So by regular interval, it could be even once every Sunday. So Sunday, 6 to 7, you want to do it. Even that is fine. Or you want to do it every day morning at 5:30 a.m. Even that is fine. Or every alternate day you want to do it. Even that is fine. But in the initial phase, that regularity is very important. It is not that you do today, after 3 days you do, and then the next day you do, and then the next 5 days you don't do it. That disturbs the system and the flow. Invocation is very important here. Invocation here essentially means that you have to, uh, you know, call the divine. I will show you in the next slide. Call the divine, call the masters of automatic writing, and ask for their blessings, and to help you in the whole process. I have a slide on that. I'll show you that in detail. Um, Imagination and visualization is also very important in meditation, because as I told you, this is a very specific form of meditation, and it actually helps if you are following this particular procedure in meditation for automatic writing. Okay, so what comes in imagination and visualization? Under imagination, first and foremost thing, when you sit up straight, you can first start with taking your bending your tongue to your palate. Okay, and bring your focus to your root chakra. Okay, and pull your root chakra. Okay, pull your root chakra. And as you pull your root chakra, you have to imagine that a ray of light is emanating from your root chakra, directly going through all the chakras, and through the crown chakra, it connects to the heavens. It is just an imagination. Okay, imaginations, as we all know, it's extremely powerful, especially when you are connecting to the divine, when you're connecting to the heavens. Imagination plays a very, very vital role. So this imagination is very important. And when you are trying to do this imagination, one thing that also comes in this imagination is when you're connecting your chakras, right from root chakra to crown chakra to the heavens, you are also submitting yourself. You are you are also saying that I am an empty vessel. I am ready to start. Please share your knowledge. Please share your wisdom. So the whole purpose of meditation here is also believing, not just saying it, believing that you have emptied all disturbances around and you are an empty vessel where you expect knowledge to pour in. Harmony has to be brought through breath. So this meditation is essentially a breathing meditation. And once you are seated well and you have done your invocation, you have done the imagination and the visualization, then comes the breath exercise. The breath exercise essentially brings harmony between your soul, body, and mind. Okay. So the breathing exercise is, first you have to take 3 deep breaths. The breath should be from your nose and exhalation through your mouth. Okay. And then what you have to do is simple, normal breathing. Simple, normal breathing. Not a second extra, not a second less. But the point is, you have to bring your entire focus on your breath. Just the normal meditation, the way we do it. So you have to bring your entire focus on your breath and you have to just breathe normally. After 3 deep breaths, you have to just breathe normally. Okay. But your focus has to be on your breath. You have to follow each and every breath, the inhalation and the exhalation. You have to enjoy it. You have to feel it. Okay. Don't try to hold your breath, especially when you have exhaled completely. That could be dangerous. Don't try to hold your breath when you have exhaled completely. But if it is a natural phenomena of your body of holding it for 1 second while inhalation and after inhalation, that is fine. But holding your breath for more than 3 seconds is not recommendable. Okay. Next is counting. If you feel that you're getting distracted when you are breathing, you are unable to bring your focus on your breath completely, you can use the counting mechanism. So you can, when you breathe in, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. You can count. So when you are counting, then there is no way your thoughts will start wandering. Okay. So in order to regulate your wandering thoughts, your mind behaving like a monkey, if you want to control that, sometimes counting helps. Okay. But again, as many of you are aware, it's just a practice. If you are practicing it well, regularly, then while you are meditating, you should not have any problem with wandering thoughts. In the initial phase, you will, but over a period of time, you will master the art of bringing your complete focus on your breath and nowhere else. And as I told you, you have to imagine that you are as you are meditating, you have to imagine that you are gradually becoming an empty vessel, which is seeking knowledge, seeking wisdom. Okay. Next, steps involved in the preparation. Um, Once you have done the meditation exercise, now you don't start with automatic writing right on the first day itself. The meditation exercise will take some time. Okay, so once you have mastered the art of meditation, which could take a month maybe, then you should go to the next step, because without mastering that, you will not be able to do this. Okay, now uh, before you start with automatic writing, you have to prepare a few things. Okay, if you remember, the second point that I mentioned is planning. First was meditation, the second point was planning. So this is the planning phase. Okay, so you have to ask a few questions to yourself. Why do I want to go for automatic writing? What do I want to achieve? Do I want to contact somebody? What is the purpose? Now, is the purpose going to be the same all the time? Answer is no. Now, for example, the first, I will show you a sample of automatic writing. The first automatic writing that you wish to go for could be for your deceased, say, grandfather. So maybe you want to go for automatic writing to communicate with your grandfather or some loved ones. So your purpose has to be very clear. And when your purpose is clear, often the person whom you need to contact is also clear. But that is not enough. You also need to understand, and you also need to be very clear, what do you want to achieve? Why do you want to disturb a soul which is resting in peace? Just for fun? Not a good rationale, not a good reason. Automatic writing is serious affair. If you don't have the need, if you don't have um, something that is going to help people or you in a big way, don't do it just for fun. I remember in my earlier days when I used to, practice past life regression, many people used to come to me to say, I don't have any specific reason why I want to see my past life. It is just for fun. I just want to see whether it works or not. It's not right. Okay. So here again, it's the same thing. You should not do it for fun. If you want to do it for fun, you have to use somebody else who has mastered the art of automatic writing. Through that person, you can do it. But when you are a beginner, you should not do it for fun. So you have to use a pen and a paper to write down, or even on your laptop, why you want to go for automatic writing. The reason can change. Once you have the first session of automatic writing and you get your answers, you can change why you are planning to do it next time. Many a times, the purpose of automatic writing is too overwhelming to decide on whom to contact. So, for example, if you want to gain spiritual insights, high level spiritual insights, and maybe you want to learn about what happens to human beings if they don't take birth in on earth, what are the other uh, um, um, uh, other universes or other planets where life is there, and how do you contact them, suppose. This is high level learning. So then the person whom you need to contact is not important here. So here your point is, whoever can provide me with this wisdom, I wish to call. Here, what you want to achieve is very clear. Why you want to go for automatic writing is very clear. So the person or the entity or the guide or the master who will provide this knowledge or wisdom, you may not be knowing. So then you leave it to the light to decide who should come to help you with this wisdom. Okay. And sometimes for whom. So for example, you are trying to go for automatic writing for somebody. Now, when you are, this is bit dangerous and bit tricky also. When you are going for automatic writing for somebody, first and foremost is you have to take permission from that person. If any other living entity is involved in your automatic writing process, you should not do it without taking permission from that person. That's the ground rule. You cannot break that rule. Okay. Now, once the person gives the permission, then you can, of course, help the person, and your the whole purpose of why, what, whom, all that is answered very clearly. There are a few do's and don'ts also. You should not try automatic writing to understand share price movements of tomorrow. If you have any vested interests, it doesn't work. And before you start automatic writing, whoever guide you are calling, you have to find out whether you have the permission to do it or not. Many times, many people say that, oh, I started with this, but I tried to write, but nothing came. That may happen because you may not have the permission to do it. If there is any monetary gain or some personal gain in cash or kind with automatic writing, it doesn't work. Does it work for personal growth? Yes, it works. Does it work if you want to improve your spiritual standing, soul standing? Yes, it works. Does it work if you are looking for greater good of mankind? Yes, it works. So all of us, we have our conscience very loud and clear. It is very easy for us to understand what is right and what is wrong. I don't need to give any gyan on that. You are all masters. You know it very well. So the main point is, if there is any vested interest, either in the form of monetary gain or some helping somebody to gain something, okay, which is material, it doesn't work. Now, the third part of automatic writing before you start is protection. This is very important. And one of the major reasons why Oja board and planchet is not a very healthy practice is because it is not a protected mechanism. It is not protected enough. So you need to safeguard yourself before you start with automatic writing. And this is true only for beginners. Once you set the vibration at the divine level, then you don't need this protection. Because then automatically you block the channels of those entities which are not of higher order. You block that automatically because your vibration is matched at a different level altogether. So a single sentence of protection is enough then. But for a beginner, for a starter, it is not so simple. It is very important to provide full protection to safeguard yourself from any negative influences, negative entities that can disturb your process of automatic writing. Okay. Now, time and again, I'm trying to compare Planchet with automatic writing. In Planchet, there's a chance that through the striker or through the main object, negative entities can enter your body. That is not generally a possibility with automatic writing. Automatic writing is very safe. But even then, this protection is important. You should protect yourself from any negative influences because many times they try to influence. But this, again, if I may go back to the previous slide that I was discussing, if you are not asking for anything in automatic writing that is associated with any vested interest, negative influences or negative entities will anyway not come. Okay. So how do you protect yourself? It's just by invoking the supreme power, divine, the gods, saints of all traditions to cover you by the bright white light. That's all. You can even imagine that a circle has been created around you with white light. You can even use incense sticks and a candle. A candle is very powerful. Actually, I would strongly recommend that you have a candle lit before you start the process. Incense sticks are sometimes good, but I don't use incense sticks because I sometimes face breathing problems, so I don't use incense sticks. But sometimes incense sticks also helps. So before you start, a few things. You should not have any doubt whether you have completed all the prerequisites before you start automatic writing. What do I mean by that? Meditation. Are you satisfied with the way you have learned and mastered meditation that is required for automatic writing? Okay. So that is the first thing. There must be no doubt. So, for example, you are now aware that you can control your, you can bring your complete focus on your breath. 1 second. Sorry. So, the steps of meditation has to be followed very, very carefully. For example, were you able to bring your focus to your root chakra? And then could you visualize the light emanating from your root chakra, going through all your chakras, out from your crown chakra, connecting to the heavens? Were you able to control your breath? Were you able to bring your focus, entire focus on your breath? Do you really feel relaxed and focused? Do you visualize yourself as an empty vessel? Is there any wandering thoughts coming in your mind? If all those things are clear, you are prepared. But before you start, the planning is very important. I would, as I told you just now, I would suggest you that you write down what you want to achieve during your automatic writing. Whom you want to contact, why you want to contact, what you want to achieve, through whom you want to achieve. All those details are very important because based on those details, you set your connection with the divine. Then it is the heavens that decides who will be the right entity to help you. So the contact is decided based on what you ask for. So the preparedness is very, very important before you start automatic writing. You need to be fully prepared. This I already mentioned, select a seat, a sacred place, a time also. and be clear of your wish to achieve, perform your protection exercise very, very nicely. Make sure that there is a little or no distraction around. People should not be talking. You should not have distractions while you are in the process, because in the initial phases, distraction can totally wipe out everything. Then you have to start again afresh. So distraction is very, very, you have to be very careful that there is no distraction. As I told you, you can light a candle or incense sticks to create the physical spiritual environment of it. You can use either a notebook or a computer for automatic writing. It is up to you. As I told you, initially I used to use a notebook, but now I use a computer, laptop directly to type or write. Okay. You have to dedicate, you have to speak loud, so that you can hear your voice. You should dedicate your book, you should dedicate the findings, you should dedicate your automatic writing to the master teacher who is giving you the guidance, because it is not you, it is coming from the divine, it is coming from the heavens. So you have to dedicate your work to the heavens. And there are many people who have written books through automatic writing. So you will see in all these books, it is written, I dedicate my book to the divine, or to so and so, Archangel Michael. I dedicate my book to Archangel Michael. Like that, people do it because they know that it is not them. And it is very important to admit, don't have pretense that it is my knowledge. It is not my knowledge. It is coming from the heavens. I am just a medium. And it is very important to be humble and to acknowledge that you are nothing else other than a medium. The masters are using you as a medium to accomplish certain goals. When you start your writing, it is very important because it's like a journal. So it is very important that you write the date and time and place where you're doing it, etc., etc., so that when you look back later on, you know exactly how you have moved ahead in your journey step by step. The final steps, you know this, breathe slowly but deeply. And as I told you, breathe through your nose, exhale through your mouth, and then you have to clear your mind, focus on the candle, close your eyes. After that, you should, once you are right in the right state of mind, you have to chant the prayer loudly, the protection prayer, you have to chant it loudly. Okay. Then you call upon the spirit guide, the master, to begin the communication. Okay. You can, of course, now open your eyes, because if you don't open your eyes, you will not be able to see what you're typing, what you're writing. Okay. You can first start with writing a question on a paper or on your laptop. You first have to type the question and then wait for the answers to come. Okay. Go down, wait for the answers to come. You will, so there are different ways in which automatic writing happens. This is very important. Many a times, just like the Oja board, sometimes you will feel that there is a force in your pen that is gradually moving your fingers to write something. There'll be a force. So if there is a force, then it is the guide, the spirit, the master, who is trying to communicate the message through the pen. So hold the pen very loosely so that it moves, and you don't stop the movement of the pen. Okay, that is one way of writing. But again, one very important thing is, this is all about vibration matching. So, in the initial stage, you may see that whatever you have written, you are yourself not able to understand what you've written. It's just some scribblings. But as and when, with practice, when you are able to match your vibration with the master, then the scribblings will not be there. Then you will be able to read what you're writing. But don't get upset if nothing is coming out. If there is some scribbling, some lines and all of that, and you're not able to understand, don't lose heart. You have to continue, practice and practice and practice. That is how you will start. There is another way in which automatic writing happens, is through the mind. But this happens for people who have been practicing for some time. So it is like, I complete my meditation, I complete my protection, I am sitting on my laptop, I write my question, and the thoughts come to my mind, and I start typing. So you are actually typing. It is not the masters who are using your fingers, but masters are passing on the thought in your mind, and you type. That is also another way of doing, but that happens at a slightly later stage. I would recommend all of you to first start the initial way of automatic writing, where you use a pen and a notepad, and you write the question and then wait for your fingers to move, and be very, very casual, be very loose, and be open, and wait for that to happen. It will happen. But don't, generally we say don't wait more than 15 minutes. If it is not happening in 15 minutes, you have to try the other day, maybe the next day or sometime later. Okay, so this is my last slide. Perseverance is the key. You have to be patient. It is not nothing will happen overnight. It takes time. It takes 3 to 6 months to come to a level where you can say that yes, I have I know what is automatic writing. Okay, so as I told earlier, also matching with the vibrations of your contact is very essential for automatic writing. Unless the vibrations match, the contact is not established. The contact with the divine entity is not established. So matching of vibrations take time. That takes time. Okay, so it's not very fast. Sometimes it is very fast for few people, but for others it could take longer time. Okay, and
I want to ask one question. Automatic writing is to be only done for the spiritual people, like anything divine, or it can be done for anybody who you've lost in your family. You want to know is like, I mean, just want to know uh, how, uh, suppose you lost somebody in grief, the person has come back, or the person is still suffering in his soul form. Can we do that?
okay, so this is something I discussed right in the first slide itself. So you can do that. You can call upon a beloved person whom you lost in your life for automatic writing. But the understanding here is you have to be very clear what you want to ask. Now, merely calling a person to ask, are you happy, is not the right thing to do. Okay, unless there is some wisdom, there is some knowledge associated to it. It's not for the sake of just try. Ab theek ho na, main theek hu." For that, don't do it.
Okay.
Okay, don't do it. But if you want to, say for example, I will give you a small example. Now, suppose my grandfather was a very, very accomplished doctor,
Correct.
and he used to be a Vaid, Ayurvedic doctor, and much of the knowledge in Ayurvedic medicine, um, it was just in his brain, in his mind. He never passed it on to anybody. He did not write a book or anything of that sort. He was so busy curing people that he never had the time to write down everything, his knowledge.
Okay.
So that is a good reason to contact my grandfather or somebody like that to share the wisdom and to write a book on that. But just to ask my grandfather, "Aap theek ho na?" Don't do that.
Okay.
Yes. Next question.
So there's this lady, if you see in the YouTube, she does automatic writing for Sushant Singh Rajput, and she's done it also for
I'm sorry,
Mahavatar
I have not.
Babar.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I have not seen that. But yeah, I'm listening
I
to
used
you.
to, no, but actually, whenever I've been reading about this automatic, I thought it's all good. I just thought she just wants propaganda. But now when you're saying, it really makes sense, because it, when I see YouTube, all these things keep coming up because these are my interest. So automatic writing of this one, automatic writing, I thought maybe she's just giving grouping updates. But now I've understood that you said that it's really
I have
true.
not shown you my last slide. I'll show you my last slide.
Have you done any automatic writing?
Yeah, just 1 second. This is my last slide. This is a message that came that I received before my session yesterday. So it started with from the Masters of the Galaxy,
Mhm.
and I think you will be able to read my handwriting.
Can you just read it out? I'm not able to see. It's too
Yeah,
small in
just
my.
1 second.
And one more thing is, like when you talk to these masters, are you all able to get good sleep? Doesn't it play in your mind all the time that this one has said this one is. See,
I'll
when you
come to
know.
that. I'll come to that question. So let me just read the I used a notepad. So from the Masters of the Galaxy, congratulations on conducting this session on AW. AW is, I don't ever use the word AW. I always write it in full form automatic writing. Okay. So and it is so critical about me. This way you will learn more than the attendees. Look at the masters, what they're writing. They are saying that it is you who will gain more knowledge by taking the session than the attendees. And it is saying it is important to note that you have still not mastered the art, but we give you permission to conduct this session for the greater good of mankind.
Yeah. Not able to hear you. Not able to hear you.
Sorry. And of course, after that, it says that there are few pillars of success in automatic writing. Mastering meditation, which I followed when I spoke. Mastering meditation through breath control and total relaxation. Being fully prepared by clearly answering who, what, why, and for whom. I discussed that with all of you. If AW is used to harm anybody or know secrets about anybody, do you see there is a skull with a cross sign?
Skull. Where is it? Yeah. Yeah. Cannot hear you. Cannot hear you.
Sorry. Yeah. So there's a skull here with a cross sign, which
Cross.
means that if you are, this is not my style of writing at all. I will never do this kind of things. Okay. There are people in this session who know me very well, and they know that I will not use this kind of things. If AW is used to harm anybody, that I read, take proper protection before session, though I will protect. Okay. Be patient, don't rush, have faith in us. Us matlab the masters of the galaxy. And then there is a smiling face, and the date is also written there.
So this is a thing you took the permission before conducting this class.
Yes. So I took permission, and only after that I prepared the slides, because the slides, if you see, the slides are exactly planned the way it is written in this letter. There are a lot of things that that one can discuss in automatic writing, but I did not touch upon any of these. For example, there's something called, a timed writing. Okay, then there's some very important things on intuition when you are going for automatic writing. Okay, I did not discuss many of those things because I was not asked to do that.
Mhm. I want to know how the universe or the spirits, they know our English language. I mean, let's say English language is of Earth. I mean, there are so many languages, but why only in English?
There's no language. they
But
try
when
to,
you're writing in English. How does
yes,
it
there's no
guide you to
language
write?
for them. They try to match our vibrations based on the language we know. Otherwise, it's all based on thoughts. If you think, your thoughts are transferred. That is why I wrote in one of my slides, I spoke about imagination and visualization. They don't need any language. We need the language. So they pass on messages through the language we are comfortable with.
So it can be written in Bengali and in
Yes,
Hindi, any other language.
yes.
Oh, not
Because they
only
know
English.
that I am going to share this write-up with all participants. It was English. Okay, then, any questions? Yes,
Do you take up sessions for automatic writing for anybody on personal level?
I just took the session.
No, not like this. This is for, suppose I want to find out something about myself to somebody beloved, like as your grandfather. So, do you do the session for us? I mean, like, if I ask you to do it.
Well, I can do that, but time is always an issue. Uh, but I would strongly recommend you to follow the steps that I've mentioned in this deck. And once you are prepared with your meditation part and you feel that you are ready, then I can try to handhold a bit.
And can you share the meditation with us? Like, what is the meditation we should follow?
It was all there on the PPT. The PPT will be shared by Shabana ji.
Oh, you did the meditation in the beginning?
I did not do any meditation. I discussed what are the steps, how you should do it. I discussed that in detail.
Yeah, but what meditation? There's so many meditations.
Yes, it is mentioned that it is mentioned in the slide in the deck itself. Okay.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
First of all, thank you with folded hands. Such a nice session. I would like you to come on Spiritual Week also. We'll request Shabana ji for that, and you're based on your availability. Really nice session. And I am so intrigued by this topic, automatic writing. And you know, it has happened with me. I have written during Corona time. I just called it Corona, like this Corona process, that I started writing. And I don't know how it happened, but these came out like 25 beautiful Hindi poems, mostly in Hindi, one or two in English. And I don't know who to thank. I thank Saraswati Ma, but I don't know who's the archangel or who helped me, because my mentor has her archangels and guardian angels. I don't know much about it, but there is some power. And if I want to write the same thing again, I'm not able to write. If I lose the paper, I scribble it. And then I don't know, but you know, I just remember a few vibrational words, but the whole poem I don't remember how it happens. So I take it as a God's divine gift, which creativity. You know, why we want to do it is for creativity, and creativity keeps us alive. So thank you for this intriguing topic, and very impressed. And I'm short of words right now. I just want to say pranam. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so thank you very much. In case you wish to contact me to know something, then this is my number.
Please share it in Shabana's essay, because right now we got it right.
I've just shared it, so you can note it down in the chat.
Also, I want to know one more small thing.
Yes.
We are calling it now as automatic writing, but as a young child, when I was in school, in a boarding school, so there were these two friends of mine. They had called a spirit. I don't know. I mean, this is in olden days. This is we call a spirit just before an exam. And one spirit, of course, they used to ask questions, and their questions used to be quite similar to what we were getting it in the exam. They wanted to know what kind of questions would come. I still remember. And we used to all, especially for Hindi paper and all. So one day when while calling the spirit, one bad spirit came, and the spirit made that girl write something that you have to go and take revenge from this person. So the moment we saw the revenge, we stopped writing. We just got hold of her hand. We didn't let the spirit write further, because then the spirit would have trouble, and then somehow whatever the other girls were doing, that okay, now let the spirit go. So see, as young children, they used to call the spirits and find out things. Is it something the same thing as spirit, or is it like, as you're saying, from the galaxy, the divine power? I mean, something which is unusual is called divine.
So this is something I
spirit world,
discussed right in the beginning. I shared my personal journey and experience right in the beginning, and I said that my original thought. Of course, those days I never knew what is automatic writing, but it started with Planchet. What you are exactly saying, okay, where you can ask questions and you can get answers and all that. Just like your experience, even I had similar experiences where bad spirits also can come. Okay, so that is how I started this session today.
so now you
This
can
is
choose your own spirits. Like you
it
can
is not
choose the
about
good
choosing.
spirits.
It is not about choosing. That is why I had a slide on vested interests. The moment you are working on vested interests, wrong spirits can definitely come. You were trying to get answers of question paper. It is a vested
Yeah,
interest.
correct. Now
Yeah,
I understood.
yeah. If you go for automatic writing and ask the divine to write a thesis on which you can get a PhD, of course it will not work.
Because your own karmas are involved in that. No, that's why.
Yes, it is your journey. You have to accomplish. Only
And
one phrase is there which you have to always keep in mind: greater good.
uh,
Are you doing it for greater good or not? That's all. Or it can be self upliftment.
but suppose, for example, I just want to ask, like in a family, the one somebody's father has expired due to cancer, and there are a lot of liabilities left in the family. They don't know how to, because they're young children, so they don't know. So can that, for that purpose, they can ask that, how this
No,
work
no,
can
no,
be
no,
done.
no, no, no. That is material. Material. I told you right in the slide itself. Any kind of material issues, don't ask.
Don't ask. Okay.
These are material things. Okay.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
thank